Boots has got some weird friends.
I have got the fastest growing bit I've ever had in my entire life. I mean, look at this thing.
I think your sweetheart's been taking too many diet pills.
Here's a chicken sandwich if you want it.
She should have listened to her sister.
Don't go all the way.
Because when she and her band get ready to party...
Do anything you want to. Good time. Oh, the Slumber Party Weekend.
It's more than just a great time.
I didn't know girls really did this stuff.
It's Slumber Party Massacre 2.
Now it's time for the fun part.
He's in his house somewhere.
It's 9 o'clock and ready to rock. My motorcycle's out of hot. Jump on back, baby, hold on tight.
Bastard. You killed Valerie.
Don't let go. Don't let go. Hold on tight. Well, you say why? I say because there's fun.
Slumber Party Massacre 2. If you go, don't go all the way.
God, anybody got any tranks?
Hey, how's it going? How you doing? So I'm here to talk about Slumber Party Massacre 2. Oh man, what can I say about this movie? It has Andrew Dice Clay, 1980s and early 90s comedian, as the killer. No, not really. But the fucking killer in this is basically a dead-out impression and fucking piss-poor impression of Andrew Dice Clay. Famous fucking comedian that sold out Madison Square Garden not once but twice in the early 90s. Oh, what the fuck were they thinking? Like, this movie is so laughably bad that you really can't hate it. You can't say anything bad about it. I mean, other than the fact that it does take a shit all over the memory of the first movie. Like, that first movie was fucking awesome. It was scary as hell, and it was comedic too. It was meant to be a comedy and a horror. So it's not meant to be taken seriously at all, but at least that one did have a lot of horror elements. This one just has comedic and comedy aspects. There's not really any horror in this. The only thing horrible about it is the acting. The acting is so bad. It's so cringy as fuck. It's just, oh god, it's terrible. It's just so bad. It's like, it's one of the movies that's so fucking shitty and bad that it's good. It just reeks of cheese and oozes of cheesiness, but it's fun. It's a fun movie to watch if you ain't got nothing to do on a Friday night, you know, and you want to pop something in just to kill time. But other than that, that's the only thing really I can say about this. The plot makes no fucking sense, and I'm about to get into that. But if you want an idea of how terrible the killer is in this movie and why he's so laughably fucking bad and reminds you so much of Andrew Dice Clay, like at one point I'm waiting for the killer to go, "Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack jumped up over the candle and burned off his little dick. Oh!" That's what I'm waiting to fucking hear come out of this dude's mouth. Because for some reason, the killer in this movie not only has a drill that he uses to kill his victims, but it's in a fucking guitar. I mean, it's a badass guitar, don't get me wrong. The prop they use for his weapon in this is pretty wicked looking. It's pretty damn awesome. It's badass. But why the fuck is the killer a fucking comedian in this and doing dumbass dance numbers every time he goes towards his victims? And if you want a good idea of how shitty the killer is in this and how funny this crap is, how hilariously bad this movie is, I'm gonna go ahead and run this clip and you'll see for your fucking self.
Now it's time for the fun part.
I love to jam it to the floor, let me twice pipes roar. Well, I'm an inch off the ground, the speakers all around, baby. like my sound? Let's buzz. Let's buzz. I got a rather large amount in a Swiss bank account. I got a penthouse at the Ritz. I bought it with my hits. I got a castle in Spain. I live in so much money, it's a shame. Let's buzz. Let's buzz a while. Strong constitution. And those $1,000 wines go right down my hatch. Well, I will rock you in the cradle till you scream for more, baby. Tell me what you waiting for. Let's buzz. Let's buzz. Well, let's buzz a while. Let's buzz. You say why? I say because let's buzz. Well, you say why? I say because let's buzz.
Whatever. Yeah, so that's what we're dealing with in this movie. I did find myself laughing quite a bit, but I also found myself going, what the fuck is this shit? Because the surviving final girls of the first movie, Courtney and Valerie. Well, Valerie's been locked up in a fucking mental institution because apparently she couldn't put the memory of Russ Thorne behind her even after she killed him. And her little sister, Courtney, has been left to pick up the pieces and move on with her life with her mom. And they live a very secluded, kind of life. They don't really branch out. Her mom's kind of a paranoid shut-in. And Courtney seems relatively normal at the beginning of this, but you find out kind of toward the second and third act that she's a fucking basket case. Like, Courtney is ape shit. She's apparently suffering from PTSD and repressed memories. But here's the part where it doesn't make any fucking sense. Because the killer, Russ Thorne, from the first movie, is dead. He's dead as shit. She's even got a newspaper clipping about the article of the murders. He's dead as hell. He's subjectively dead, but he's not dead in her mind. He's objectively dead otherwise. But here's where it doesn't make any fucking sense, because Courtney gets invited to go out to her friend's house, her country house, for the weekend. Some badass little country house that her dad owns, that one of her friends' dads owns. And Courtney's in a cover band for the Go-Go's, probably some bad 80s cover band. And they want to go out to this new, beautiful country home and practice up on their band skills and shit. They're actually pretty good for lip syncers. Whatever, They go out to this country home, and it's got a pool, it's got everything. It's probably a full mini bar and shit. And the movie don't lack on boobs, I can tell you that. That's one thing that carries over from the first movie, is that it does have a lot of good boob shots and some good makeout scenes. So it does got a little bit of memory of the first movie, carries over to this one. But oh Jesus, here's where it don't make no fucking sense. Okay, Courtney starts having paranoid delusions and hallucinations about this guy who reminds you of the killer in a way, but really doesn't. Because like I showed you in the clip before, this dude is basically Andrew Dice Clay and he doesn't resemble anything of Russ Thorne. And it's all in her fucking head. She's seeing this shit every time she looks at one of her friends. She sees them getting murdered horrifically. The gore is good in this. There's some great gore, just for the fact of having good gore effects. Some of the kills are very innovative, very creative. I really like the kills in it. I really like the babes in it. There were some hot, pretty-ass fucking girls in this, and the dudes are just stupid as fuck. Like, the acting is so cringy. It's just, you can't help but laugh at this shit. So I know my friend Derek will have a blast watching this, laughing his ass off at this. Oh, God. But like I said, Courtney, she's seeing the shit in her mind, and every one of her friends at this country home is thinking, this bitch is crazy. Like, she's losing her shit because everybody else is having a good time getting fucked up. But the first night they show up, they all get drunk and pop champagne, have a good old time partying and shit. And you think the next day when she wakes up telling them this shit that maybe it's just a hangover from hell. But no, she's actually seeing in her mind this dude with this fucking guitar drill taunting her and haunting her. And he hasn't tried to kill her yet, but he's just menacing. He's fucking with her. So everybody thinks she's crazy. They think she's losing it. They call the cops. The cops don't buy her story because one of her friends goes missing. She sees one of her friends at one point with a zit on her face that expands into this fucking, like, laughably bad omelet of a pencil, of a pimple, is what I'm trying to say. It explodes in incredibly gory fashion. So at some point in the movie, the killer in her head, that's been in her head this whole fucking time. Are you with me? Still with me? The killer comes out into reality. Somehow. Out of fucking nowhere. And just starts killing motherfuckers left and right. And this guy hadn't been seen by anyone else throughout the remainder of this movie, but only Courtney has seen him. And now all of a sudden he jumps out into a hallway with his drill guitar and starts slaying away at somebody and killing people horrifically. He taunts them with music and cheesy one-liners and comes after them with his guitar, dancing, shaking his hips and shit like Elvis. And, to end this video, I'm going to say that I'm not going to give no spoilers. I'm not going to tell you how it ends because Derek hasn't seen it yet, and he'll probably laugh his ass off when he watches it. But don't blame me, dude, if you end up being like, what the fuck was this shit? But you love movies that are like this, so you'll probably fall in love with this shit. It's just, the plot is so fucking confusing. It makes no fucking sense. I have to say that, man. I got to. The plot is stupid as hell. If anybody hasn't seen this and you go into it looking for a good story, a good plot, don't do that because you're going to be very disappointed, Don't look for Oscar-worthy acting. Don't look for anything compared to the original. This movie shouldn't even be compared to the original. The original is untouchable compared to this shit. It's hilariously bad. That's, basically what I can say is that it's laughably fucking bad. If you and your friends want to party and have a good time and have a good laugh, pop this shit in and you will definitely piss yourself laughing. The part that pisses me off is that Courtney is a crazy bitch, and all this time this dude's been in her head fucking with her and having paranoid delusions about him, and now all of a sudden he's in reality without no explanation. We don't find out how the fuck that happened. He's just going around killing people left and right, and we have no idea how the fuck he got from her head and manifested himself into reality. And now I gotta review Slumber Party Massacre 3. They made 3 of these fucking pieces of horse shit. At least with this one right here, I laughed my ass off. I really did. Like, I fucking laughed so damn hard at the killer and the kills. The goriness of it was great, but damn, man, was this movie funny. It's so bad. It's just terrible. But part 3, oh my god, I'm not even gonna get into that one right now. I got shit going on right now. My dad's in the hospital. I got a few things going on in my personal life right now that I have to deal with before I review that piece of shit. But part 3 is a steaming pile of monkey shit compared to this one. This one right here is like fucking Oscar worthy compared to part 3. Part 3 is just fucking bad for the sake of being bad. It's not even Part 3 is not even where it's so bad that it's good. That movie's just fucking bad. It's just horse shit. This movie is actually good in a bad way. It's funny as fuck. So for them reasons right there, yeah, you should check this out on Amazon Prime. Better yet, go on YouTube right here. Slumber Party Massacre 1 and 2 is available for free on YouTube. And Part 3 is too, but who gives a fuck about that piece of dog shit? Don't even bother watching 3. Just skip all over that dumb shit. Part 2, check it out because it's got Andrew Dice Clay as the fucking killer. And there's a lot of hot babes in it, a lot of hot boobs, and a lot of great kills. That's the best way to sum this movie up. You know, if you expected me to give you a really in-depth review, then I'm sorry, but this is the best I can fucking do with this movie. And it's got a good soundtrack. And when the killer's coming at someone with his buzz drill, it's got a song playing, let's buzz. Let's buzz. Ow, now. Yeah, so there's that. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video and let you see that god-awful number of the killer dancing down the hall, shaking his hips at his victim as they're screaming hard. Pretty funny shit. Check this out, and I will see y'all later. God bless you.
Now it's time for the fun part.
I love to jam it to the floor, let me twice pipes roar. Well, I'm an inch off the ground, the speakers all around, baby. Baby, do you like my sound? Let's buzz. Let's buzz. I got a rather large amount in a Swiss bank account. I got a penthouse at the Ritz. I bought it with my hits. I got a castle in Spain. I live there, so much money, it's a shame. Let's buzz. Let's buzz a while. Strong constitution. And those $1,000 wines go right down my hatch. Well, I will rock you in the cradle till you scream for more, baby. Tell me what you waiting for.
Guys, out there.
Let's buzz. Let's buzz. Well, let's buzz. Oh, why? Let's buzz. You say why? I say because let's buzz.